What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tawny Michelle, and basically I am a weird-ass bitch over here doing weird-ass cool videos. So if you're a weirdo like me, then I don't know, maybe we'll vibe or something. Intros are always so fucking awkward for me. Yeah, so we're doing a little pick a card reading, just because, why the fuck not? And this is about what you may not be seeing in your life right now. Yeah, it could be with yourself, with someone else, whatever. Times are a little dark right now, a little intense in some areas. So that's why I wanted to do this reading. Also, really quick, I did bring back a pre-recorded tarot reading. So if you're interested in a quick pre-recorded guidance kind of tarot reading, see the description below. I do have a sale right now that's not going to last too much longer, so if you're interested in getting a reading, go and check that out. Yeah, I've missed you guys. It's been like a week and a half since I posted last, so let's get into it. This is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. If you would like to pick with crystals, these are the crystal cards. So if that helps you pick, then there you go. The timestamps will be down below. I like to keep it real in my readings, so we are not all love, light, twin flames, and unicorns over here. And yeah, let's go. All right, so this is for those of you that picked the first pile, this crystal card. Let's go ahead and see what this crystal is. As most of you guys know, I'm not a crystal ass bitch over here, okay? So let's go ahead and see. Ooh, it is black tourmaline. I was kind of thinking that, but I didn't want to say for sure. But anyways, what is it? It says it is grounding with a reputation of protecting a delicate psyche from a case of the crazies and establishing powerful energetic boundaries between you and all the zombies out there. Everybody needs it. It's good to keep beside your doors, on your person, in your pocket. When to use it: anytime you take public transportation, find yourself in a crowd, or hear that sucking sound of a coworker, family member, whatever, taking more from you than they are giving back. Protect your light is the main message behind it. So yeah, you guys may have some people around you that you're almost like letting suck your energy dry. Like it's like they are exhausting. Their energy is exhausting. You're putting so much energy into other people and it's fucking exhausting. And you're like, fuck this shit. Like this is getting to be too much. I can't do it anymore. And it doesn't even have to just be like a person. It could be a job. It could be whatever, a project, something that you're really like giving your all to, but it's like it's almost like a never-ending void that you just keep trying to fill and it's not getting filled and you're like, I don't know what to do. So anyways, for your tarot cards, we have the Knight of Cups reversed and we have the Ten of Cups reversed. Wow, you guys are not happy campers over here. Yeah, wow. Okay, so for a lot of you, this could be a person. So what you're not seeing, pile number 1, is that this person, or it could just be with the Knight of Cups, it could also be emotional, like something that you're really giving your emotional all to, but it's like just zapping your energy. It's just like continuously pulling out this energy basically out of you. But with the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups reversed, it's like what I really feel here is that you guys have someone in your life that is like giving you broken promises, or that you're not seeing clearly, like it's unrealistic. You're seeing some kind of something that's not there. Like, and I've been kind of saying this lately, but I feel like hope can be kind of like a toxic thing or a healthy thing depending on how it's being used. And in this situation, I feel like there's hope for a situation where it's kind of like toxic at this point, because you keep trying to get somewhere with this person or with this situation, but it's not fulfilling you. And you keep thinking, if I get to this next milestone, or if I do this one more thing, I'm finally going to get some kind of satisfaction, or I'm finally going to get some kind of relief, or I'm finally going to get, what I want, or get to where I want. And you know, each time it's like, nope, 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 not there yet, not there yet, not there yet. Or you go, you know, 10 steps forward and then 11 steps back. And you're like, how does this keep happening? You know, like you really want this. This is something that you think is a dream of yours, but is it really? Do you really want it? Is it really a dream of yours? Or are you just thinking that it is because you're scared to emotionally let go? You're scared to feel the feelings associated with it not working out or with it not being what you thought it would be, and facing that maybe this has been delusional, maybe you've been being lied to, maybe somebody has been building this narrative or this story or this fairy tale that has not worked out the way that you have been craving for it to. And the only reason you've been really needing it to is because you don't want to feel the emotions involved that come along if it doesn't, if that makes sense. So for you guys, pile number 1 so far, I would say you need to feel your emotions. You need to quit letting other people make the decisions, to call the shots, to put some kind of like wool over your eyes, to take off the rose-colored glasses, because there's something here that's not realistic in your life, that's very fairy tale-like, that you're not seeing clearly. So let's go ahead and get your next card. We have Black Flower Fragrance. Fragrance. Okay, so I've literally only used this deck like a handful of times, so I wanted to kind of cheat and read the book to see what it had to say, because I was feeling some things off of it, but I just wanted to see what the book had to say. And this is insane, okay? Like, this is literally insane. It says, love is not a white dove, nor does it turn people into angels. Love can be ugly, love can be cheap, love can be rotten, but even ugly love has a right to exist. Even cheap love can raise to the sky. Even rotten love has the dignity of eternity. Even a black rose by any other name should still smell sweet. If you are wrong, you still have the right to be angry. If you're not perfect, you have the right to be respected. Even if you're stupid, you have the right to be listened to. Even if you're lucky, you have the right to complain. Even if you are rich, you have the right to be sad. If you cannot shine because you are beautiful, then shine even if you are ugly. Shine because you are ugly. Gorgeously black, ugly as love, worn as an angel, cheap as a crown, unconquered as a fragrance in the night. So basically what I'm kind of getting from this pile number 1 is that there's something here that you've been wanting to be perfect. You've had this vision in your mind, this, you know, vision of how it should be. Like I said, almost like a delusion or a fairy tale, toxic hope kind of situation, hoping that it works out, even though it's clear as day that it just keeps going backwards and backwards and backwards. And this could either be, you know, a situation or a relationship with someone else. I don't know. With the Knight of Cups here, I kind of feel like it's someone else. This could be you as well, where you keep feeling like, I'm never going to amount to this, or this is never going to be what I want it to be. And what I feel like this card is saying is not that you are ugly, or not that you know, love doesn't exist or whatever. It's more so that you need to embrace the darkness. You need to embrace the imperfectness. Or if you're being lied to, or if there's some kind of wool being, you know, pulled over your eyes, then you need to quit being scared of facing the reality. You need to embrace the reality of the situation, embrace how you feel, embrace the darker side of whatever situation you're dealing with here. You know, where has love possibly in your life, because we are dealing with cup energy here, you know, where has, and love and fear are two different things. Like, you not, if this is a relationship that's not panning out how it was supposed to, or how you thought it was, or it's not meeting your expectations, or it's not respecting you, whatever the case is, it's like, if you're not leaving that situation, it's not because of love, it's because of fear. Does that make sense? You're scared to leave, or you're scared to unravel the situation because of that feeling that you're scared to feel, like I was kind of saying in the beginning. So let's go ahead and see what your other cards are. We have Eunoia, everything in perfect balance. There is kind of like a perfection element here, maybe wanting things to be perfect or wanting things to be in perfect balance, like it says in some way. We also have oblivion, open your arms. And once again, I feel like these cards are saying that you have this kind of like, with everything in perfect balance, this is literally like everything is exactly as it should be. And it can be in perfect balance if you accept these darker sides, or these sides that you're not wanting to open your eyes to, which I think is what Open Your Arms is about. Allowing yourself to feel the things that you're not wanting to feel in this situation. That everything, the reason that you feel that way is there for a reason, you know, or the feelings, even the quote unquote negative ones, are there for a reason. You have to be willing to open your arms for yourself and let your own self get balanced out before someone else can open their arms to you, or before you can expect someone else to open their arms for you. Like, are you treating yourself the exact same way someone else has treated you? Basically, like, if there's been someone in your life that's treated you shitty, are you treating yourself shitty too? If that makes sense. Like, are you treating yourself any better than they are? So, we have Surrender Defensiveness as your next card. It says defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Wow. So you guys may be a little bit defensive over this reading right now. You guys may be thinking like, this is not true, or this is not what I want to hear. You may be emotionally defensive over this situation that's kind of like not playing out as you hoped it would. There's definitely some like emotional abuse going on here, whether it's from someone else or whether it's yourself to yourself, if that makes sense. There's definitely some kind of emotional abuse, something that you're defending, something that you don't, like a guard that you don't want to let down, or a reality that you don't want to face because it would mean XYZ, you know, fill in the blank. It would mean facing some kind of fear that you have. So we have the card Strength, and we have Compassion. Okay, so I pulled these cards from this deck to get like messages on what you would need for healing, to kind of the advice or the guidance here. And so I feel like you need to have compassion with yourself, because when you don't have compassion with yourself, other people don't have compassion for you. And so this also may be that a lack of compassion here, a lack of love, or a lack of feeling like you belong, a feeling of loneliness, or a feeling of distance, or even feeling betrayed or pushed away for some of you. We also have the card Strength here, which I think this really goes through what I've been saying. Embracing these darker feelings, embracing these fears and these feelings and these thoughts about yourself, getting vulnerable. But when you get vulnerable, have compassion for yourself. Don't keep letting yourself or anybody else tear you down to where you're having to constantly be defensive or feel defensive against your own self. So I think that it's going to take strength for you to either stand up for yourself or start respecting yourself, and it's going to take compassion for you to start healing yourself. And compassion really goes with this Oblivion card of opening your arms. This is like something that you need to surrender in your life. Like all of this, whatever this situation is for you guys, pile number one, is something that needs to be surrendered in your life. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. I'm definitely interested to know if that ends up resonating with any of you guys. Definitely let me know down below. And we are going to move on to pile number 2. All right, pile number 2. This is for those of you that picked the second pile and this crystal card. So let's go ahead and see what your crystal card is. So this is quartz. It says, among the most abundant materials on the planet, clear quartz is everywhere, but it's far from basic. A master manifester, quartz is programmable. So give it a job to do and get busy. It is to enhance your vision. When you find yourself believing the limitations your mind puts in front of you, call on quartz to help you see through the illusions, clear the mind of self-doubt, surrender to the will of the universe, and start manifesting the impossible. Okay, interesting. So a lot of you may not be seeing that how your thoughts or the way that you're thinking about something could be kind of fogging up your perception on something, which is causing a lot of distress. But let's go ahead and see what tarot cards you have. So your first card is the 5 of Cups. And your next card is the 9 of Cups. So, we have the 5 of Cups and the 9 of Cups, another cup pile. Okay, so this is definitely kind of similar to pile number 1, but a little bit different. In your mind, pile number 2, you are dissatisfied with something. There's something that you are like heavily dissatisfied with because it's not turning out the way that you want it. You're disappointed in something because you're not getting something that you want, because it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. There is kind of like a feeling, and I hate this word, but there is like a feeling of being ungrateful here, and kind of like a feeling of like this is not enough, or I don't have enough. It's kind of like this lack, loss kind of energy that's coming in here with this, with these 2 cards. You're really focused on something that happened in the past or the recent past. Like, it's really very much like, you know, well, this happened, and because this happened, I'm not going to get here, or I have to get to this milestone or this finish line, and if it doesn't look like that, or if I don't feel like that, or if it's not the feeling that I expected that I would have from it, then it's not worth it. And that could be another thing. There's something here where you're like, it's not worth it. Do I want to keep trying? You know, it's, and really I feel like for a lot of you guys, this could be self-worth as well. There's just an extreme dissatisfaction with something in your life here, like all because, like, you know, all because of a minor setback. And it's like, you can still have what you want. It's just not going to be exactly how you thought it was going to be, or the way, the journey to get there isn't going to be as easy as you thought it was going to be, or happen exactly as the way that you thought it was. So anyways, let's move on to your next card. Ooh. I won't cry for you. Wow. That's deep. Wow. Well, this kind of just took a turn. Literally, the 5 of Cups is this guy like crying over spilled milk, right? Like looking at the glass half empty instead of half full kind of thing. Not realizing like, oh, I still have 2 cups left. Like, I'm still on this journey. It's not like I completely got taken off the path. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still on the path. I just had like a minor setback, you know? And so with I won't cry for you, this kind of brings up some kind of resentment or anger, where it's like you are in this self-fulfilling prophecy because you're so resentful, angry, upset, disappointed that you lost something, that you're setting your own self back now, if that makes sense, because you won't allow yourself to grieve your loss and then move on. You're like basically holding on to these emotions of like, I'm just gonna sit here and be angry and pout and this, that, and the other, and not actually like let myself feel this and grieve over this so I can move on. You know, it's not about whether it's like a big deal or not, because it feels like a big deal to you, right? emotionally it feels like a big deal to you. So there's kind of this like this fight within you happening because of whatever this is that you feel like you lost. That it's like hurting you, but you also don't want to admit that it's hurting you. But it's definitely affecting the way that you saw your future going. But do you want to admit that? You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm getting from this card. For some of you, it could be a relationship. And you could be at a crossroads with this being the number 22 here. You could be at like a crossroads where you're like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I can keep going. You're definitely at like a point where, like a challenging point. But I think what you're not seeing, I think what you're not seeing is the resentment and the way that you're looking at this. Like, you're looking at it from like, look what was done to me kind of thing, instead of just like, okay, it happened, and whether it was my fault or not, or whoever's fault it was, like, I'm gonna just like move on now, and I'm gonna let myself feel it so I can move on. Because when you don't let yourself feel it, you're actually hanging on to it. You know, you're actually hanging on to it and shoving it down for later. And that really makes you even more miserable in the long run. And I think that also this is about closure. It's like this moment. I think some of you guys may have went through a breakup or felt like you lost something, or like you are lacking something in some way. Like something happened, some setback happened, and you feel like you're not getting closure. You feel dissatisfied with the way that it all went down. And now you feel unsure about your future and unsure why it all happened, and like you're never going to get to where you were once thinking that you were going to go. And it's all in the way that you're thinking about it. Like I said with this first card here, you know, you're putting limits on yourself. And the reason that you want closure is because you don't want to accept the situation. You don't want to accept that you feel hurt, that you feel broken, that you feel not good enough, that you feel like you're lacking, or like something's wrong with you, or like, you know, like, how am I going to do this now? Or can I do this now on my own? You know, like it's when you can create closure for yourself. You don't need to wait around or stay stuck in waiting for someone else to give you that closure, because the closure is a lack of you not being okay with the situation. Like, the closure is happening, the need for closure is happening because something within you can't move on, right? So because you don't want to move on, because you want some kind of answer, right? And sometimes we don't get that. And really, it's an internal thing. Closure happens internally anyway. So why are you expecting someone else to fix you internally? You know? Like, yeah, it can help. It can open things up in your mind, but you can also do that on your own, because let's just be real. Not everybody gets closure in situations. So let's go ahead and move on to your next card. So we have Furgun, become a loving mirror. A lot of mirror energy in this reading with the number 22. We also have translucence, love the darkness. Yes, you guys literally need to just bathe in this emotional darkness that you're just stuffing down and carrying around. You need to like let it come up, feel it all, have a mental breakdown, or not a mental breakdown, but have an emotional breakdown, cry it all out, let yourself have, you know, some bad days. Get it all out of your system, purge it, and you will feel so much lighter, so much better, and you will like clear your own mirror off, so you're not projecting out of this dirty mirror onto other people. You know what I mean? Waiting for other people to, not waiting, but basically looking at other people for answers, and feeling like you need other people to fix things within you that are broken, that you can fix yourself, if that makes sense. And I'm not one of those people that just believes that, you know, oh, you can just do it all yourself. No, but in this situation, I do feel like there are things that you can do within yourself to heal and move on from this situation, to feel better and to be able to heal in a healthy way without, you know, continuing to rely on, you know, maybe the person that you're dealing with or this situation is about. So this is saying it's time to fall in love with yourself, with the darkness within yourself. It's also time to stop blaming others or stop maybe even being jealous or resentful at others for things that they're doing that maybe you're, you know, that you're upset about, you know, that things are being reflected back to you from your own insecurities. And so it's time to heal those different insecurities by loving them instead of continuing to hold on to them and project them onto other people and staying still and stuck at this crossroads. So your next card is, wow, surrender the idea that you can fix someone. It says it's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Yes. So either surrender the idea that you can fix someone else or change someone else, or that they can fix or change you. You know what I mean? Like I've been kind of saying. So your next card is opportunity, pleasure, and depth. Okay, yeah. So with opportunity, I think that it's really important, like so important for those of you that picked this pile and are relating to this pile, for you to really find something, even if it's super small and minute, to focus on that is going to get you through this. And a way you can do this is finding something good about this situation, even if it's so fucking hard, and even if it's something so small and you don't even know if it's gonna be good. Like I've done the same thing when I'm like really going through a major shakeup in my life, or a breakup or whatever. Like find something so like it can be small or big, whatever, but find something good or to look forward to because of this situation. You know what I mean? Because this situation happened, find something good about it, even if it's small. Find something to look forward to about it, even if it's small. And that will really help you balance out for now until you like allow yourself to heal and grieve whatever this is. That will really allow you to balance out all of that fear and worry and resentment, all of that, with something that opens your mind a little bit, like we talked about in the beginning, to help you change your perception on it a little bit to something to look forward to something, even if it's small, even if it seems really insignificant and like not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. Those small things to look forward to. Like, you know, if you're going through a breakup, like, oh, well, now I get to work on myself. That's going to be hard. It's not something I really was planning on doing. It's not something that I necessarily like really want to do all the way, but like I have been needing to do this, you know what I mean? Or now I can go out with my friends more, or now I can, you know, possibly find the love of my life, you know, now that I'm not in this relationship that's, you know, whatever, if this is a relationship thing, but, you know, now I can have my own space and I can do what I want and I can be free. You know what I mean? Like all of these kinds of things that can really, really help in these situations. We also have the pleasure card, like I said, and once again, finding the opportunity in this situation, doing something that brings you pleasure. Pile number 2, like really allowing yourself to play, have fun, you know, like dance, be goofy, do little things that bring you pleasure. That can also be really, really helpful. And then we have depth. And I think that this is really talking about like going deep within yourself, getting real and deep with yourself in order to really kind of get through this situation and to heal these deep wounds that are happening here. So that is what I am getting for you guys for my pile number 2s. Hopefully that resonated. If not, you're free to pick another pile. And if it did resonate, then let me know down below. As always, I would love to hear your feedback. And we are going to move on to pile number 3. What is up, pile number 3? This is for those of you that picked the third pile and this crystal card. So let's go ahead and reveal what this crystal is. This is smoky quartz. Okay, so it says, what is it? Ranging from almost clear to nearly black, smoky quartz pairs the clarity-inducing vibes of clear stones with the protective, do not cross over this line vibes of black ones. Who needs this stone? People that are like glass half empty types, space cadets. Where to put it: on a chain around your neck or hidden in your pocket whenever you're certain to find difficult people in your path, family dinner tables, conference rooms, subway cars. When to use it: when you fall prey to emotional vampires, when you're just too spacey and can't even, when you're embarking on a spiritual journey or a journey to pick up your dry cleaning. Extra points if you're thinking, what's the difference? Arm your spiritual warrior is kind of the message here. Okay, so it sounds like it's kind of for vibes of where you may float off, where you're not thinking clearly, or you are, stressed out, things like this. It's kind of like to clear your mind of busy thoughts that kind of keep you distracted. So let's go ahead and move on to your tarot cards. The first card you guys have is the Knight of Wands reversed. And the next card that you guys have is the Nine of Pentacles upright. Wow. Okay, so you guys have been trying with all your might to get to some goal, to get to some place, to reach some status or point, milestone, something. There's something here that you've been really like trying to get to. There's also an energy of independence here. This could also be an energy of being newly single or broken up with recently, or maybe you broke up with someone with the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So for some of you, this Knight of Wands could be another person in your life that is really hectic, chaotic, possibly has anger issues, a little sporadic, childish at times, needs to slow down, doesn't think before they act kind of energy, or this could be you. Okay, so just kind of take it as it resonates. This is a general reading. So some of you need to slow down is the main message that I'm getting here. Some of you may need to slow down. You're trying to get to a certain place, and what you're not really seeing here is how you're behaving or acting, or how it's possibly coming across to other people. There may be some anger issues here. There may be some resentment here. The ways that you may be going about to get to your goal or to this kind of state of the Nine of Pentacles may have backlash, or may be causing backlash in your life. And this could also be, like I said, another person as well, that is distracting you from your goals and what you want, or another situation in your life that is distracting you from your goals and what you want. So let's go ahead and see what your next card is. We have, Bride in a Cage. Very interesting. Okay, so this card says, I'm still learning this deck, so I wanted to read what it said. It says, when we put the good of our life in our expectations, we can dismiss the present, waiting for the dawn we know will arrive. The future becomes a shopping cart. It needs a bit of this, a bit of that, a few kilograms of that, and also a couple of boxes of another this. When we look at it, it shines like a brand new day in a commercial. And it happens with commercials. When the future comes, it's not exactly perfect. The smile is forced, the day is too hot or too cold, the kiss is dry, the lion limps softly and doesn't roar. As long as something is not here, but is pushed further along the timeline, we have the luxury to take it off of reality and treat it as a fantasy. We push forward and we push forward until we actually catch up with our dream, and then we crush. The future should not feel like a cage, and not even a gilded, wonderful, handmade designer cage. The future is a tree, gnarled, rough to the touch, full of flowers, only in spring, dense and damp, through the rain, absolutely perfect. Okay, so yeah, this makes sense. Are you having some unrealistic expectation of what's going to happen? Like, it'll get better, when this happens. It'll get better when I get this job, when I get this position, when I get this much money. There's some kind of expectation here with this Nine of Pentacles, waiting for something to be perfect. Meanwhile, the more that you're waiting for something to be perfect, the more you're giving yourself the message that it's not right now, which means the more that you think that it's always going to be better in the future, the more that you're telling yourself right now is not good enough. So right now is never going to be good enough. Even right now, even when you're in the future, that right now will also never be good enough. There's something that you're just going to keep wanting, that you're just going to keep feeling like you need to chase, like you need to go after. And so I feel like that's what you're not seeing in some area of your life, pile number 3. So let's go ahead and see what your next card is. Wow, look at that. Surrender your attachment to results. Wow, that goes perfectly. It's like you're wanting the perfect result or the perfect outcome, and the way that you're going about it is like rushing, and you're never paying attention to what's going on around you. You're never living in the moment because you're constantly chasing this Nine of Pentacles. You're constantly chasing this dream or this fantasy, like the book was saying in that card, that may or may never not happen, and you're constantly telling yourself right now is never going to be good enough. You're missing everything about what's happening right now and only focused on the future, and that's no way to live, because even if you do get there, it's still not going to be good enough. Hopefully that makes sense. It says the formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen and let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. Exactly. And you could be doing that with this Nine of Wands reversed, pile number 3. You could be sabotaging your right here, right now, your life completely, because you're only focused on some future way of being, if that makes sense. So your next card is Samadhi. Perfect acceptance, it says. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So yeah, pile number 3, there's something here that you're not down with, that you are not accepting. Like, it's like, I need this result. It's got to be perfect. It's got to be like this. And you could be kind of like an asshole. If this Knight of Wands is you, I mean, this could kind of be like you're kind of an asshole about it. Maybe you kind of are an asshole to other people that are just trying to help you, you know what I mean, or something along those lines. We also have solitude, alone but not lonely. Okay. So some of you guys could even be either pushing other people away, or, for some of you, this could be working towards some level of independence or relationship or something along those lines as well. So let's see what your last 2 cards say. So we have commitment. Wow. And we have communication. This is really interesting. I'm kind of getting like, part of this reading does feel like this could be about someone in your life or a relationship, and then part of it feels like it could be about your own independence and your own self and your own life. So with commitment, I feel like with this Knight of Wands here, there kind of is this like erratic back and forth energy. There's not like you're chasing something, but are you really committed to it? Are you really committed to it? And what are you doing? Like, where are your priorities at? What are you committing to that maybe, too much to where you're missing out on other things? Also, communication. Where in your life are there some communication issues? Where are you not communicating with yourself or communicating with others when it comes to this situation in your life? Like wanting things to be a certain way, or wanting to constantly save things for later, or, constantly screw off, because maybe later on you're going to be at this Nine of Pentacles, you know what I mean? So there is kind of this, what you're not seeing has to do with your level of commitment, your level of truly giving it, either giving your all to something and surrendering the outcome, or not giving it your all, if that makes sense. So hopefully this resonated with you guys, and that is what I'm getting for pile number 3. Definitely let me know down below if that ended up resonating with you guys. If not, you're free to pick another pile if you would like to. And we are going to move on to pile number 4. Alrighty, pile number 4. Let's get to you guys and see what the fuck is going on in your guys' life that maybe you are not seeing at this moment. Okay, so we have the Ten of Wands for your first card here, putting in a lot of effort into something. We also have the Eight of Cups here. Wow. Okay. You have exhausted all your options. That's the first thing I'm getting here. You've literally exhausted all of your options in something. You've put your all into something. You really have. Oh shit. Normally I start with the crystal cards. Sorry. Got a little thrown off track because I took a break. Ametrine is this crystal that you guys picked. So it says it is a balanced blend of amethyst and citrine. This Oso ombre stone is heady purple and fiery gold in one powerful package. Its energy is ideal for sifting through mental chatter to unearth pure inspiration and act on it. It's for the chronically indecisive, and to use it if a deadline is on the horizon and you need a big idea. If you can't decide on something, swipe left or swipe right, call on Ametrine, and remember, either way, everything is going to be amazing. Make your big dreams your big life. Okay, so yeah, you are trying to decide on something. Should I stay and keep putting in the work, or should I walk away and leave all of this work that I've done? You do have big dreams, and I feel like you do have a lot to offer here. You have a lot going for you in so many ways, but I feel like you've exhausted a lot of your options, if not all of your options, with something. I mean, there's something here where it's like maybe you're sitting on the fence, or you're in the middle, you're not sure what to do. And I feel like you're just kind of pushing forward. You don't know whether to hang on to something or let it all fall down. Okay, so your next card, is this me? These are some dark ass cards, man. Is this me? So this card is all about recognizing yourself. Do you recognize yourself anymore? Have you gotten off path somehow? Have you gotten off track somehow? Have you lost yourself in something? Are you relating to the different areas of your life? Are you truly, is a part of you going into each area of your life? Or are you kind of, do you like what you see when you look in the mirror? Do you recognize what you see when you look in the mirror? Have you somehow gotten off track or something, like, is what you're doing, whatever this situation is, whatever this thing is in your life that you're not seeing, you may not be seeing that it's more about you right now. It's more about you doing something. It's more about you taking some kind of initiative. It's more about you figuring out what you love and what you truly want. For you guys, pile number 4, like, is this the life that you want? Plain and simple. Is this what you want? And if not, then maybe it's time to move on. If it is still what you want, then maybe it's time to readjust. Maybe it's time to find that passion again, or, figure out what's holding you back, or what's what needs readjusted. So you have, how can you feed others when your own table is empty? Yeah. We have, it's time to lead. Dude, what was I just saying? This is crazy. Detox, cleanse and restore yourself. Okay, so yeah, you guys could be doing a lot, taking on a lot of responsibility for other people. Like I said, you've exhausted yourself. You've exhausted your options. You've put your all into something. You've been carrying some burden with you for a while. This is like a heavy lift, like a heavy lifting burden, like a burden you've been carrying on your back for a long time. Pile number 4. You are literally filling from an empty cup at this point. And even though, and is this really you? Are you doing something for someone else? Are you living your life according to someone else? Or are you putting your all in something for someone else? Or is this for you? What do you need to, how can you get back to yourself? How can you get back to the root of who you truly are? And I think you can do that by this card right here. It's time to lead. It's time to take some kind of initiative. Because by doing that, the things that you're ready to take initiative on, the things that you want to take initiative on, are things that you truly want. That's what you want. The things that you're not taking initiative on, there's a level of being unsure there. So you're not sure that you want those things. So this may be like a time where it's like, okay, I need to like step away. I need to separate myself. I need some time. I need to like go off on my own for a little bit and either restore the passion in this situation or relationship, or I need to figure out what I do want and how I do need to move forward. It's time to take the lead in something. That's what you're not seeing. You're possibly waiting for something to just get better, or for something to change, or for you to change, or whatever. But it's like, no, you have to make the move here. Like, it's up to you to make this move here. And you have to allow yourself to detox from whatever this is that you're so into, that you're just constantly you're constantly hanging on to. It's like you're clinging to something because you have put so much work into it. You're like, I've been doing this for so long. I don't know how to not do it, for some of you. But it's not getting you anywhere. You're just like kind of filling this never-ending void. You're climbing this never-ending ladder. And it's like, with this 8 of Cups here, I almost feel like it's your advice. Or this is the decision you're struggling with. Do I keep holding on? Do I keep carrying all these wands over my head and trudging this road, this difficult road? Or do I leave all the stuff that I've emotionally invested in behind to find myself again, even if it's for a short time? And with this card is about your dreams. Where have you gotten lost on the road to your dreams, on the road to your ambitions, your goals, your wants, your desires, your needs even? Where have you been neglecting your own sense of needs, wants, desires, and securities? Where have you been living a life that's not exactly a life that you want, or that's not exactly a life that you had imagined? And yeah, shit happens. Things take turns. Our path, winds and turns along the way. We find ourselves in different places that may end up actually working out. I get that. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you ended up somewhere that you don't want to be, or that isn't true to who you are. You've almost like given up essentially on a dream that you were going for because you got off track, and then now it's just gotten so out of hand that it's like this isn't even like, the path that you're on or whatever you're doing isn't even resonating with you anymore. It's not even necessarily your path. I don't ever believe that we're on the wrong path, but I do believe that sometimes we take detours and to learn certain lessons. And you had to learn some lessons that taught you about what you do truly want, and also about boundaries and taking on certain responsibilities and burdens, and when to allow people to help you or when to not keep carrying something with you, when it's time to let something go, how it is that you can stay true to yourself, and when it's time for you to lead. It's like you need to just do like a cleanse of your life and get back to who you are at your core. And that may mean going through some emotional pain. That may mean separating for a little bit from someone or people or whatever. That may mean taking a break. That may mean saying goodbyes. That may mean leaving something behind that you've really emotionally invested in. But in the end, it's going to lead you back to a sense of happiness and fulfillment. So it's worth it. The next card that we have here is Surrender Negative Thinking. Okay, so you have control over your thoughts. This card, actually, I do not like. This is like the one card in this deck that I don't agree with, because it talks about replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations. And I don't necessarily agree with that all the way, because I think your negative thoughts are coming from some sort of fear that needs to be addressed. And if you're just trying to replace them, then it's like putting a Band-Aid over, a broken bone or something. You know what I mean? It's not going to necessarily fix your fear. Now, to a certain level, though, you can balance out negative thinking by finding something to look forward to. And I think that's what you need here. You need some kind of like almost North Star, some kind of little glimmer of light or something to help you move forward, to help you take the lead in a situation, to help you get through this situation. You may be thinking that, it's not going to work, or have all these different fears that are feeding these thoughts, but I think that if you can find something, no matter how small it is, and I say this to a lot of people because it truly helped me, when I was going through some heavy stuff a couple months ago, to find something, even if it's just the smallest thing, to look forward to, and about the change that you're going through. You know what I mean? Like, let's say that, let's say that you lost your job, or let's say you're going through a breakup. Finding the smallest thing to look forward to in this crazy situation, in this crazy change that you're going through, can really, really, really be super, super beneficial, and can really be so helpful, because you're not just all filled with only fear. You have something to strive for. You have something that you can find that's actually good about the situation, that's actually going to help you grow, even if it's something really small. Because there's always something that we can find. There's always some small thing that we can find to look forward to, or that's somehow in some way good about the situation. We may not want to, but that doesn't mean it's not there. And so finding something, no matter how small it is, to look forward to can really help you work through this with a more objective way of thinking, a more balanced mind, instead of only focusing on the negative of the situation, if that makes sense. So, your next card is Protection. Wow. And then we have Motivation. Yeah, this really goes with your reading. With Protection, I feel like, you have to protect yourself. And it's not that you have to protect yourself from other people necessarily. You have to protect your energy from yourself, really, from allowing yourself to give and give and give, or put so much
into something that's not going anywhere, or that's not paying off, or that's not giving you the satisfaction that you need. Understanding how to protect your own energy, how to stick up for yourself, how to step in and be like, okay, that's enough, that's enough for today, or that's enough for now, whatever the situation may be. It's like you have to find ways to balance out these energies that you have between protecting your energy but also being motivated, because I feel like that goes with it as well. And this can be what I was talking about before with finding something to look forward to. If you are feeling unmotivated or drained or tired or exhausted lately, it is important to protect your energy, but also finding that small thing and taking time out for yourself to detox and cleanse and kind of take some space for yourself, and having that small thing or big thing. It can be big or small, but I just say small because sometimes it's really hard to find something, and when we do, it can seem very small and minute. But basically, even having that one thing, whether it's big or small, to look forward to can give you motivation, to allow you to keep going. That's why that's so important, because if not, you just kind of drown in the fear, and a lot of the times we fight the fear and we fight the feelings, and so it just drains us even more. So if you are fighting your feelings, if you are not wanting to face your feelings because they're hard or they're painful, I do recommend facing them. I do recommend feeling them. Have a day or a weekend or whatever where you just like kind of chill and allow yourself to have an emotional roller coaster of a weekend or whatever, and let it all out, get it all out, because the quicker you get it out of your system, the quicker you'll start to move on and start healing and start feeling alive again. Because there is a certain kind of energy here of feeling like dead inside or not very alive, like just kind of unmotivated, undriven, exhausted, overworked, just really kind of like a feeling of just giving up on something. And I feel like for some of you that is going to be the case. For some of you it is going to be, okay, yeah, I've emotionally invested, I've done a lot of work, I've tried my hardest to get here, I've tried my hardest and all of this, and now it's time to say goodbye and walk away and go in a new direction. For others of you, it may just be taking some kind of space, and getting yourself right in order for you to re-spark the flame, depending on what it is for different ones of you. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 4. Definitely let me know down below if this reading resonated with you. As always, I love to hear your guys' feedback. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it, and I appreciate your support. If you would like to follow me on my social medias and keep up with me, just see my description below. And yeah, I will see you guys in my other videos.